you guys have gotten into this section of rotations round 3, which you got to by going to service learning infographic rotations round 3. You should have opened the community service learning planning document and changed copy of doll to your first and last name. I'm going to make a copy of this one, and I'm going to keep copy of doll because I'm actually doll. So I'm just going to keep that. Okay, but you're going to change copy of doll to your first and last name at this time. All right, once you open the document, you should see what should be familiar: investigation, preparation, action, reflection, and demonstration. Do you remember where that came from? Service learning video, right? Okay, when we were talking about what are the parts of the service learning, how many parts are there? 5 parts, right? What you're going to be doing is you're going to be creating a plan for carrying out your community service learning. You're planning it because you're actually going to do it. Okay. And you can choose litter or um, recycling. Both of those are related to the research that you've done with the litter source analysis document, where you looked at the videos, the articles, and the infographic. Does everyone remember that? Okay, so you've already done the research if you decide to use those 2 topics. If you decide you want to do a different topic, make sure that you get it approved by the teacher, and that you make sure it's going to be a topic that isn't going to be too difficult, because we have a very limited amount of time. Right. Okay, so because the litter and recycling thing you guys have already done the research, that's what I'm going to use for the basic model. Okay, so you guys should be exactly where I am on the screen. So that might require that you scroll down. Right now, we're going to focus just on step 1 and maybe step 2 if we have enough time in class. So step 1 is, what community are you focusing on? Are you focusing on your school, neighborhood, city, state, etc.? And what are the needs of that community? So when we're talking about the needs, we're directly talking about what are their needs based on the service learning topic or project you're planning. For example, if you're talking about recycling, you're not going to tell me what the community needs in regards to transportation, because that doesn't make sense for your project. Stay very focused as you complete this document. Okay, so I'm just going to go through what all the steps are just so you have a basic overview. But today we're really just focusing on step 1 and step 2. Does everyone understand? Okay, so you should be following along on your screens or on my screen, but you should be following along. All right. So the first thing I want you to take a look at is the problem. You have to figure out, what is the problem? What community are you focused on, and what are the needs of that community? What is the thing that you're focusing on? What's the problem in that community? Okay. What statistics or research show this need? You're going to use the source analysis information that we already gathered based on this document if you're focusing on litter or recycling. Thank you. Okay. You guys have already filled this in. You already have this research done. If you decide to do a different topic, please remember that you're going to have to find at least 2 articles, 1 video, and 1 infographic to support the research for that topic. So you have to weigh, do you want to do what you already have done, or do you want to find a different topic that is more, close to your heart, or you feel is really important for the community that you're focusing on? Okay. Next, step 2. Oh, step 1, one more thing. You have to figure out, is somebody else already doing this work? Has somebody else started something that you can help with? Okay. Like if we're talking about recycling in our building, is there any recycling going on? Okay, so is that something you can build on, or something that you can make stronger and more like more powerful? Sure, that works. Okay, step 2. Then you have to figure out, what is your preparation and your planning? What can you do to help? You're going to write that here. What time, talent, or resources do you have and need? Because you guys all have some ability And that's going to help you in your project. What can you already do? Okay. Who will do what? You're going to have the opportunity to either work on this alone or with a small group of probably between 3 and 4 people if you decide. I have no problem with you working alone. I have no problem working with a group as long as you are on task and focused. How long do you think it will take? Okay. Step 3 is where you really start thinking about the action. How are you actually going to carry out your project? There's different ways to carry out service for your community. You can do it through direct action, indirect action, advocacy, or through research. Okay. Who are your partners? Are you going to need people, local businesses, family, friends? Who can you ask to help you? What's your budget? Do you need money to purchase any resources? And if you do need money, how are you going to get it? Mrs. Daw is not going to pay for your projects. Okay, so how are you going to get if your service learning project needs money? If you don't have money, should you choose an option that requires a lot of money? No. So, how are you going to get what you need? Reflection. How will I know if my project has been successful? We're going to look at what are going to be the things that you think will happen that show your project was a success. Okay. Step 5, how will I document my work and activities through the process? As you do your service learning, you want to keep track of how much because this actually goes into an overall amount of service learning hours that you're supposed to get through middle school and high school, which is kind of cool. Okay. So you're helping your whole process. You guys can count this as service learning time. And how will I present my work to show others the good that I have done? You want to show people that you did service learning. You did something that helped your community. How are you going to do that? What are some ways that you can document what you did? You can make a documentary. You can take pictures, right? You could set up a Google site and post your pictures to your Google site. Is that possible? Absolutely. Yeah. And those are skills you already have, right? You guys know how to use Google Sites. Yeah. So that's back when we were talking about, who will do what time and talent. You guys have plenty of talents that's going to help you through this process. Okay. So that's explaining the planning document. Right now, I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes to see if there's anybody you want to work with. You're going to pick people who are strong team members. That it's not about being social, it's about being of service. Okay. So go ahead and start thinking about your partner groups. Thank you.